Sup kids, who here has never dreamed of doing nothing, but at the same time having everything. Having the body, the wafus, the money. But all of that comes at a price, right, my dude? To have the body, you gotta train. To have money, you gotta work. To have the waifu, you gotta have money. It's a vicious cycle. Unless you could be everywhere at once doing everything, or actually, you're not anywhere at all, you're just sitting there reaping the rewards. Including in the most important part of this society, the dungeons. But our boy's life wasn't always like this, my dudes. In fact, he never had time to do everything he needed. You gotta study to get a good job, but then you gotta work to pay the bills, and then you also gotta eat. How do you take care of your health? How do you enjoy life? Especially when he's a little gamer who loves a bit of lol, likes to travel, wants to hang out with friends, and also, right guys, wants some action. But it ain't easy, especially since our boy is currently this chubby dude here. Second year of college, this is Jung. He's in the middle of a presentation where A Rank Hunter Part 1 is greeting everyone in the 10th episode of the Awakened program. In this world, everyone who comes into contact with mana can be forcibly awakened. And that's what happens in this program. They kind of force your natural talent to come out. Just like in solo leveling, right dude? The stronger your talent, the better your life. There's a guy over there saying for him to enter the portal so he'll be taken to the world where his talent awakens. He shows up in this giant bunker. Man, there's already a waifu over there awakening some crazy fire ability. Some dudes are already rushing in, desperately asking her to join their guild. You can tell, right? Whoever has good talent gets offers right away. Then this dude shows up and asks our protagonist, "You alright, man?" He says, "Not really. Whatever, just tell me what the talent is." "Hold on, I'll check here." He opens the little window and is shocked at how trash this damn kid is. But he says, "Whatever. What matters is your talent." His talent, cloning level 1. Summoning ability. Consumes energy to summon an identical replica of the summoner. The number of summons increases with level. You'll always be connected to your clone. Max summons. 1 with a 24-hour cooldown. He's already wondering, could I use this in daily life? The dude comes back and asks him what the stats are, and he says, "Not very good, man." "Okay, whatever, tell us your skill." "It's cloning." The guy makes a face like, "Egg, kinda meh." Our protagonist goes, "Wait, isn't that good? What's up?" The guy says lots of people already awaken cloning ability, but it's always like a ghost, something that doesn't interact with the real world. Our boy thinks, "My technique doesn't seem ghost-like, right?" While the guy tries to console him like, "Well, at least you awakened something, right, you fat loser? Better than nothing." Then a guy in the back throws a punch in the air. Everyone turns to look. The dude says, "Go on, show your skills so everyone can see." But our boy, he's antisocial, man. Seeing that a bunch of people are going to be watching, asking for explanations, sheesh, he already wants to leave. He goes through a routine check and the guy says he has a 73% chance of having 1 or more abilities later. So he's going home now with his awakened bracelet, man. In his apartment, he's staring at his PCs. The bastard is a macro user, He leaves programs running that play games by themselves, then he gets items and sells them for real money. That's how he makes a living. It's not much, but it's dishonest work. The problem is that it seems like the games where he uses those programs are kinda dying, right? So now he'll have to make a new program. It's not easy. Until he says, "Man, I'll use this damn thing. Let's see what's up with this trip." He starts to concentrate, already getting the little aura going. Boom, goes for the big clone, man. The thing comes out of his belly. This clone's gonna be a chubby one. Explosion, smoke, and it comes out. Whoa, man, just like that, huh? Came out with no clothes on. Our boy's left speechless and asks, "Are you a clone?" The clone talks, man, and says, "Yes." He says, "Can I touch your skin?" "Yes, master." He pokes the shoulder. "Damn, this thing's realistic. Feels real, Hold up, put some clothes on, you damn clone." He asks, "All I have to do is give an order." The clone says, "Yes, man." "Squat," and the clone squats. Then he thinks, "Stand up," and the clone stands. So yeah, it listens to thoughts. And now squat and stand 1,000 times, and the clones are struggling, already sweating. The clone's stamina seems to be the same as his. He gets a message from a friend asking if he awakened. He says he did. The friend goes, "Bet you awakened some trash skill, you fat bastard." He replies, "Yeah, that's what happened, asshole." But that's when he gets a notification. His stamina increased by 0.001 without him doing anything. But the story now tells us about the jumper George Lucas, man. What a wild title. An S rank. The first to clear the so-called Odin Tower dungeon. His secretary walks in and says, "Hey jumper, 80% of the population has awakened already? Okay." And he goes, "How long until 100%? She says it'll take 5 years at most, and by then everyone will have awakened. He says, "So it won't take long." Huh, does that mean when everyone awakens something crazy's gonna happen? I don't know, but George Lucas, the jumper, knows. Then we see our boy, right, probably the clone running. I mean, come on, you think that lazy chubby dude is out there running. Old men at the bench. Man, and there's that crazy dude again. Yeah, man, I see him, comes here every day and runs till sunset. An old lady walks up, "My boy, want a water bottle? Here, take this before you drink. But the guy just frowns and walks off fast. Back home, he's weighing himself and the kid already lost 20 kilos in 1 month while eating double. Man, this is the life. His stats are still going up. Stamina plus 0.1, reflex plus 0.1, agility plus 0.1. Everything's rising. Our boy already figured out a few things about his clones. First, the clone's pain and exhaustion don't affect him at all. Second, if you push the clone too hard or it runs out of energy, it disappears, turns into smoke. Third, the clone changes appearance along with him, As he gets in shape, the clone does too. Also, even from really far away, he can give it commands just by thinking. And lastly, it's impossible for a clone to use a clone. Otherwise, it would bug out the world. He starts browsing the Awakened status site to check info. The status a human has at level 1 is the maximum they'll ever have, unless they awaken. Makes sense. Most people only have basic stats, right? Like strength and speed. But there are a bunch of hidden stats like regeneration and mentality that can only be awakened. Nobody really knows how. What people do know is that even if you train hard every day, you'll gain like 0.01, It's not something that goes up easily. Unless, of course, you're a bastard who leaves the clone working nearly 24 hours a day. Our boy, who's a Subum fan, is already thinking about joining a gym. And just like the game characters are controlled while he's the brain behind everything, now he's gonna be the brain behind the clones. The bad part is he's broke as hell. The guy's got $700 in the bank, and that's it. For someone living alone, he's screwed. Especially since he has to eat double now, because the clones burn through a lot of energy. Seeing that his in-game gigs aren't going so well, he starts thinking, can I get someone to work for me? The problem is, a lot of jobs are complicated, until he finds some shady guy trying to exploit people. Crazy Monkey Logistics Center. You just show up and carry boxes. Simple job, don't ask much, and you're already making money, man. Our boy goes, oh perfect, I'm gonna be a slave. I mean, not really, right? Cause you know what he's gonna do. He calls, hey, got an opening for me? I wanna work. The guy says, yeah, sure, come over. He replies, okay, I'll go tomorrow. No, you're coming today. Damn, fine then. Slave-ass job. He finds it kinda sketchy, but hey, it's what's available. He already arrives at the company with his cousin brother, right? Who's actually the sneaky clone. He gives him instructions. Yo, clone, just answer with simple words, don't talk too much to anyone, and your name is John Dong. Got it. The clone agrees. Then this old guy shows up like, what are you doing here? Turns out it's some guy named Diochil, someone he knew. Dude's shocked. Like, how much weight has this bastard already lost? And instead of helping, the guy says he'll take him to the office to give his documents and stuff. Our boy's nervous, but the clone seems emotionless, man. Doesn't care about anything. But working life isn't easy, man. 2 hours carrying boxes and he's already destroyed. Meanwhile, the clone is unstoppable, right bro? The guys are getting freaked out. Man, this kid works. Sometime later, the clone is just staring at him, man, his soul already leaving his body. Until Diochil comes over and hands him a Pepsi Twist. He praises Gyondo, which is actually the clone's name, and tells our boy, you look wrecked. Dude, are you tired? He says, man, this is rough. How do you live like this, bro? The guy even compliments both of them, saying most rookies run away by now. Then the guy asked our protagonist, what university do you go to, you sneaky brat? He says he studies at some place called Guk. The old guy goes, that's a crazy tough university to get into. Our protagonist, a clever little bastard, says he didn't even study much and got an easy. The guy's like, damn, you passed? Then I've got a little idea. How about a second part-time job? Our protagonist's like, another job? What kind? He says, instead of suffering here like a loser, since clearly you can't handle it, how about being my daughter's tutor? Woo is gonna send the clone, no way, right? Now the real one's going in person, huh? He's kinda antisocial and not really into it, but for someone who needs money, man, he'll take whatever. Especially since the guy's paying $200 an hour. So yeah, easy money, just teaching doesn't even tire him out, sweet deal. Best part is, after one workday, he's gaining stats across the board. Having 2 bodies training is a huge advantage. The only downside is the clone is a damn food monster. The next morning, he wakes up totally wrecked after the workday. He got some stats and already tells the clone to come home. Looks like he left it working all night. This is basically slavery now. He says his Irada Kamasu, and the little clone shows up all tired. Yo, clone, go take a shower, change clothes. The clone isn't even done before he goes, all right, what's next? Give me your hand, dummy. He pulls out a big old needle. What's he gonna do? Gives it a little poke, some blood comes out. Huh, normal. He did that because that hunter's site said to unlock the regeneration stat, you gotta injure yourself and let the wound heal naturally. You keep doing it over and over until someday it unlocks. Pure RNG, man. Being a good boss, he tells the clone, eat ramen, train, work, do nothing else. Ah, and take this phone too. With that, he's already set on going to the gym. On the way there, boom, this big ugly buff guy grabs him. Yo, you bastard, Jaeyong-do. The guy says he didn't even recognize it was the protagonist, right? He lost all that weight, you sly dog. I'm working out now, you hear? I'm gonna be the next Subum. The chubby one goes, oh, you wanna be Subum? I wanna be Rahman. So the two troublemakers head to a gym that supposedly had a hot female trainer. But nope, bro. It's just a bunch of jacked dudes eating chicken. The trainer shows up and our protagonist asks him to teach him all the exercises. Cause, you know, for the clone to do it, he's gotta learn it first. So the first time's gotta be the real one. While he's there lifting his little 2-kilo weights, his friend's already lifting tons, showing off. Oh, look at me. This is my first time. Damn, you're strong for real, huh? Our boy looks over. Sheesh. No wonder this guy said he awakened 2 abilities. One of them's gotta be strength. The phone he left with the clone is one he used for gaming. His own phone rings, right? That old guy calls him to come give the lesson, man. When he gets there, he hears through the door that there's an argument going on. The girl doesn't want to study, she's going off on her dad, and suddenly, boom. The door gets flung open right into our boy's face, totally wrecked. He falls on the ground like a fool, all crook, but from a distance, he sees a little waifu. Already sitting there, all awkward, he asks, are you Miss Haeyeon? She says yes. Her mom says that earlier she didn't want to study at all, but apparently as soon as he walked in, she was totally cured, and suddenly wants to hit the books. She's blushing, doesn't want him to know she was yelling. But our boy, he's straight to the point. He's like, show me your grades. I want to see the disaster I'm gonna have to fix. Man, the girl only gets 6 and 5 SID, like, he's seen worse, but still, kinda dumb. The parents are there like, I don't know anything right. The dad's already out the door like no way he's dealing with this. She's kind of shy, head down. Our protagonist is like, well, whatever. I'm getting paid to teach. That's the deal, man. Alright then. I didn't get a good score on my aptitude test either. She perks up. Time to start the little lesson. He steps out afterwards, sighing. Woo, this is gonna be a long road. Oh, but it seems like she actually studied a bit, huh? Usually in an anime, the girls asking for a tutor don't want to learn at all. He goes back home assuming his other clone is still out working. The problem is communicating with the clone. Even though he can give commands mentally, he has no idea what's going on, you know? He needs to call the clone and talk, which means he'd need a phone for each one. But that's a hassle too. So he visits the hunter's website to check out some skill scrolls. But man, those things are expensive. There's one ability that lets you share senses with your creature. So like he'd be able to see through his summon and know exactly where it is. But it costs 100 million. So yeah, that's not happening. Or there's a telepathy skill that lets you talk to your clones from far away, not just give commands. But that one costs 400 million. It's rough, man. Living in a rental, he says it's easier to buy a house than buy one of these skills. And he starts thinking, damn, do hunters really make that much money that they can afford these things? Meanwhile, I've got 500 bucks in the bank. He crashes onto the bed wondering, should I become a hunter? The news is all about hunters buying mansions, millionaires, the richest people out there. He jumps up like, you know what? I'm not gonna leave my clones stuck doing manual labor. That'd be a waste. Let's try to become a hunter. And boom, he unlocks the vitality stat. They give that little lore dump. Portals appeared, monsters came out, and humanity was nearly wiped out. That's when hunters started to appear, and bit by bit, humanity started winning the war. Now the world's a safe place, but he's thinking it might not stay safe for long, judging by what that jumper guy was saying. After learning a bit about the hunter business, he heads to the association. He awakened the vitality stat and feels great, even when sleeping less, you know. He thinks it's weird. Inside the association, man, you've got dudes buying swords, guys carrying Glocks, Indiana Jones types, just a bunch of wild folks. Little warrior chick shows up saying the test's gonna be in basement level 1. You've got 20 minutes. Go, man. He walks into the room like, excuse me, and man, everyone's giving him this stare like, you think anyone's smiling in here. Then a huge hand comes through the door. Big Mac's enemy has arrived, a Class C hunter who'll be supervising the test. He explains that it's simple, a written test and then a practical aptitude test, and they don't go easy on cheaters. This whole hunter exam vibe really feels like Hunter x Hunter, man. I miss it. The next chapter starts with a guy who apparently works for an agency that hires hunters, and things aren't looking too good over there. He's heading over to the place where he did the hunter test. Over there, our protagonist just received his rank F. Man, I thought he was gonna be all upset, but he's actually happy he at least got his license, you know. The questions weren't that hard, and the practical test was just hitting a target with a Glock and then answering some stuff. The only thing he finds weird is like, being a hunter is something where you risk your life. So why was it so easy? It's like the government wants everyone to become hunters. He's starting to smell something fishy. Outside, the agency folks are already hanging around like, hey, what rank are you, punk? Come work for us. Except, yeah, no one talks to our boy. Until some dude shows up like, hey, congrats on passing, and hands him a card. JM Agency from CEO Kang Jomo. Turns out the guy was just there advertised saying that if he ever needs items, access to a dungeon, whatever, they'll help him out for a small fee. Our protagonist gives the ol arigatou gozaimasu, thanks man. But just then, boom, his cloning ability levels up to level 2, man. Now we're talking. He can summon 2 crazy fools at the same time. The guy was about to go into his little sales pitch. So our agency is very boom, he's already gone. Reach out to me any? Oh, he left. Dude's like, man, no one cares about me. Back at his apartment, our boy's like, ha ha ha. Cloning is the best. Already summoned 2 clones, laughing like a maniac. He's still holding the card, thinking now we're ready to become a hunter. Let's go. In the car, that poor guy who was handing out business cards, hoping at least one person will call them. Seems like there's some shady stuff going on in the guild this guy works for. He hands someone a list of items and the selling prices, but everything's way underpriced. An item that should be sold for 5 million is listed for 2,400. Our protagonist's like, hey, isn't that number wrong? But the other guy, clearly more experienced, goes, bro, you gotta be sharp. You've been here long enough, right? Yikes, man. What's he gonna do? Looks like that guy is his superior. While he's suffering in the car, the phone rings. Whoop, Junmo speaking, who's this? Of course, it's our guy wanting to ask a few things. He invites him for a quick chat. Our boy wants a safe place where even a newbie can hunt. The guy says, okay, sure, but what's your ability? He says cloning, right? The guy thinks again that it's one of those useless illusion clones that don't do anything. If that's the case, this kid's worthless. But out loud he says, wow, your skill is amazing, my boy. Here's your contract. He recommends the slime hunting ground, a place with non-aggressive, low-risk creatures. At worst, they release a few poisonous gases and liquids. The catch is you need protective gear, which can't be worn for too long. So it's not a place where you can hunt for extended periods. Our protagonist says, no problem. The guy also says another good spot is the Horned Rabbits. It's one of the few zones with a security barrier, so yeah, safe for beginners. There are some other easy spots too, but the guy only guarantees our boy's safety in those two. Our protagonist skims the contract and says it's perfect. He accepts. The guy's like, all right then. Okay, so tell me, which one do you want to go hunt in? Then suddenly this guy pops in from the side. Man, I don't even know who's who in this mess. I think he's the one in yellow who spoke up. We want to hunt in both, or maybe he's neither of them. Now I'm confused. I'm just like the guy there, staring, dumbfounded. He remembers once meeting a ninja samurai type guy with clones. But man, those clones were just auras. They didn't do anything. The creatures could stab through them, and nothing happened. They weren't clones for fighting directly, but they were good at distracting monsters. What's in front of him now is a completely different man. The clone checked the contract, communicated with him, even drank coffee. He'd never heard of a clone like that. He even asked the protagonist, hold on, you two are twins, right? Our boy starts laughing. You could say that, but this guy here is my clone. You might confuse him for someone else, but this guy's mine. There's another one of us at the gym. The guy goes, wait, your clones are at the gym getting stronger? He's like, yeah, when my clone gets stronger, I get stronger too. I can even increase my stats. The guy starts thinking, man, that's insane. That's not the skill of some mere rank F hunter. This kid has real potential. Our boy's not wasting time. He goes, I got a question. Is there any issue with me being in multiple places hunting at the same time? He's a bit embarrassed. Come on, man. The guy says he'll talk to the association to set up a special adjustment, but for that, he'll need to scan his bracelet and demonstrate his ability. They agree to meet at the Hunter Center in 2 days. The guy's already pumped, eager to work with our prota. He knows he can make money off him. 2 days pass, they meet up and head to the association to sort it out. The receptionist is like, so you're requesting dual access to hunting grounds. Our protagonist says yeah, but he only has one ID bracelet. After checking the records, the guy hands him a pile of books. This is a very specific case. You'll need to do some tests and show your skills to get this permission. He had sort of dismissed one of his clones earlier, and now he's summoning it again. In front of the woman doing the assessment, he summons the clone. Naked, of course. Yeah, maybe should have thought that through. But with that, he finally gets the special access to be in multiple dungeons at once. The dude's talking, complimenting him, saying he has an unprecedented ability, without realizing he's talking to the clone. Our protagonist even feels a little awkward. Yeah, I'm heading out. The guy asks, so you ready to hunt? He says yes, he's going hunting today. The guy then asks, why is your clone always wearing a mask? He says it's because a lot of people are taking interest in him. And just above them, watching, there's someone saying, ah, turns out it's Junmo, the boss of the guy who hired our protagonist. Uh-oh, we're about to dive into some shady business. The dude jumps down from up top, lands on the ground, greets the guy who is talking to our protagonist, who now looks all uncomfortable. Our boy recognizes him. He's the master of the Haisong Guild. The guy is Shin Haisong. He immediately asks, who's this kid? Junmo, the one who hired the prota, says, he's the new hunter. He looks at our boy's body and goes, Tech, you're rank F. Our boy just stays silent. The guy starts laughing at Junmo, saying that he used to supervise rank C and D hunters, and now look at him. stuck with an F-rank loser, starts laughing like he's watching a clown show. Junmo seems a little irritated, but our protagonist doesn't care, man. He just stands there. The guy stares him down. What? You got something to say? All graceful, our protagonist replies, nah man, an honor to meet the master of the country's top guild. The guy nods. Hemph, you've got good eyes, kid. At least you got some sense. But our protagonist decides to mess with him a little. You're number 1 in the dungeon monopoly. The guy who restricts hunting grounds the most. Also the one who holds back the most on payouts. I can't believe someone like you is here with me. The guy's like, you've got guts, huh, you little punk. He stares him down hard. If you're that good, let's see your abilities then. Show me something. Already trying to drag him into something. Just then, some guy comes running in. Sir, help. Something's going down. The guy has to leave to handle it, but he turns to our protagonist and asks, what's your name, kid? Our boy just roasts him. Figure it out yourself, clown. And he walks off. Good luck, Junmo. The guy thanks the protagonist for kind of getting involved. Looks like there's some beef between the High Song Guild and the GM agency the guy works for. And online, there are tons of comments saying GM is trash, right? The guy asks, why did you want to join us, kid? Our protagonist says their payout rate is really good, an 8-2 cut. The guy laughs a little. Haha, sure. They all know there's shitty stuff going on. Just look at his face like, oh, arigato. Meanwhile, at the gym, someone's bleeding from the hand from lifting weights so hard. Dude, look at those legs. The trainer's biting his nails. Man, this is already crazy. Even a girl says, isn't that dangerous? He says he tried to talk to him, but the guy doesn't respond, just keeps training. The clone gets a message from the protagonist, take a shower and wait in front of the gym at 4 p.m. When the training finally stops, everyone at the gym breathes a sigh of relief. Finally, the lunatic left. We then see our protagonist roasting in the slime field, whacking, smashing, sucking up stuff. That's the grind. Later, he comes out and the guy asks, how was it, kid? Egg, it was alright, just like really hard to breathe in there. The guy says that's just how it is, and that's why barely any hunters go to that place. You can already see the gloves are corroded. It's not exactly safe. He says that with good gear, the protagonist could last about 6 hours. But our boy, he's lazy. Man, I can't even handle this for 2 hours, let alone 6. But what about number 2? Of course, bro, mask up, boots on, gloves ready, let's go, my boy. He turns to the guy. How about the horned rabbit field now? Alright then, I'll send number 1. Wait, I didn't get number 1. Back at the gym, core number 1 is still waiting. It's like he's a mom collecting her kids across town. On the way to the dungeon, protagonist asks, you didn't buy any more weapons? What do you think? The guy says not to worry, and they sell stuff right there for use in that dungeon. Eventually, he'll be able to buy his own. When they get there, our protagonist's amazed. It's huge, way bigger than the slime field. The guy explains that this is where the famous monster invasion happened. Normally, portals are disconnected from reality. You can only hunt inside them. But in rare cases, monsters pour out and turn the real world into a battlefield. That happened here 5 years ago. But back then, most of the strong creatures were wiped out. What's left now are just weaklings, which is why it became the horned rabbit hunting ground. Protagonist walks into a store that looks like your typical American shop, aches, pistols, ammo, night vision. Here you go, kid. The total? Just 700,000. He's like, that's a bit much, isn't it? Judmo says it's fine. If he manages to hunt the horned rabbits, he'll cover it. So they enter the hunting field, which is literally like a shooting range. Everyone's sitting there, grabbing their little sniper rifles, aiming and firing. Of course, staying there too long is hard because of the loud gunfire. You'll end up going deaf. Protagonist says, don't worry, I only missed 3 shots on the test. The guy's like, dude, you missed 3 with a target right in front of you. Imagine now. But he's feeling confident. Sorry, horned rabbits. But I've got eagle eyes. He spots one, aims at the big bunny, takes a shot. Headshot. Will it land? Some time passes, he's already worn out. Didn't land a single bullet. The rabbits seem to have superhuman reflexes. The second he fires, they move and dodge the shot. It's insane. He's been left behind, heck, even the agent bailed. Exhausted, he tells Clone 1 to stay there. Every time you have a shot, send me a message with number 1. Also, if you run out of bullets, call me. I want to head home for now. Already under the blanket, he's getting a bunch of notifications. Your mana increased, and his stats are going up. But man, seeing how hard it was to hunt horned rabbits, he knows he's still got a long way to go. He falls asleep thinking, hope number 1 at least manages to catch one horned rabbit. But man, by 4 in the morning, how's his phone? 46 unread messages. The next morning, Junmo gets a message asking if that JM agency is the one that Sang Woo, our prota, belongs to. He replies, yeah, that's the one. The guy on the other end goes, you get to the slime field right now and stop that Dan Hunter. He's like, what are you talking about? The guy says, this maniac's been hunting for more than 24 hours. He's lost his mind. So Junmo says he's on his way, desperate. Meanwhile, our protagonist wakes up, yawn, but a nice nap. Then he notices, what the heck are all these messages? Number 1 ran out of ammo. Wait, why are there so many messages? He's in shock. Over at the slime zone, look at how many barrels of slime he's filled. No one's ever filled this many in a single day. But look at the clone, he's coming out, delivering, already rushing to get back in. Jumbo calls the protagonist, furious, "You bastard. Your clone filled every container in one day. People are being called in just to collect all of this. Make him stop hunting already." Our protagonist's like, "Hey, can those collectors come over to the horn rabbits too? I think there's a pile of corpses blocking the path." The NPCs standing nearby are all bugging out. "Dude, this is insane, isn't it? Yo, let's just steal one. No one's gonna notice." Was it really that guy who hunted everything by himself? Look at the clone. Dude's looking like a total Chad. Obviously, recruiters from other guilds are already showing up. "Hey, Mr. Hunter, come join the Biongsik Guild, alright? Here's my business card." But the clone doesn't speak or move at all. Just stands there. The guy's like, "I gotta be patient." Talented people are always kind of weird. And nearby, a bunch of other recruiters are watching too. Yeah, he doesn't answer anyone. Too bad. Our protagonist shows up and hands over a bucket of ammo. "Keep hunting, you little punk. If the agent doesn't come, just deliver the corpses to him." Great work, number 1. Clone number 1 lights up with joy from the praise, grabs his M4, reloads, and gets back to work. Everyone's watching like, let's see how this madman hunts. Meanwhile, our protagonist's thinking he underestimated the power of his clones. What's weird is the clones only get 50% of his stats, so they shouldn't be able to do half as much. Maybe their efficiency is because they're like robots. Then stop. Until someone shouts, "Professor." "Whoa, look who's there," asking what he's thinking about. Embarrassed, he says, "I was just thinking about you and your studies, how you've been improving, warrior." She says, "Liar, just tell me what you're really thinking." He says, "It's nothing big. I just went hunting and did better than expected." She gets up, shocked. "You're a hunter." He apologizes for not telling her before. She sits back down and says, "If you're a hunter, then you probably know something about that gossip everyone's talking about today." He asks, "What gossip?" She says it's about the god of eagle eyes of Yujongson. He's like, "Wait, who?" She pulls out her phone. "This guy right here, he's hunted over 200 rabbits on camera, and he's about to set a record. Only weird part is he doesn't talk to anyone, so people think he's cool and mysterious." Our boy is completely stunned. What the heck is going on? She then reveals that her dream is to become a hunter too. Protagonist asks, "You're awakened?" She says yes, she even has a license, but she's scared to go out to the fields. Maybe if she gets a good grade, he'll take her out hunting sometime. Protagonist says, "That's easy. I'll take you. No problem." She's all happy. He adds, "There are safe hunting zones too." She goes, "Come here, pinky promise, mister." And boom, she's all cheerful now. "Don't back out later, asterisk, asterisk." Our protagonist just tells her to keep studying. When he leaves the room, her mom asks if the lesson went well. Our protagonist says yes, that she studied properly and is really talented. Behind the door, she hears everything and blushes. Then she throws herself on the bed saying she made a promise with the boy. All happy now, he's a hunter. Whoa, she's acting all cute. "What's that in your hand, girl? Tell us." She's even got that fired up expression, huh? She was super eager to go hunting with our boy. Back at base, our guy is wondering whether the pile of rabbits has been collected yet. The guys are having to box up everything he killed. They ask him, "Where were you crazy punk?" And he says he was doing tutoring to earn some extra cash. One guy goes, "Dude, explain something, seriously. We've called multiple collection teams, but it's still not enough. This kid kills faster than we can gather. It's the first time they've ever had to call this many collection teams. Over 352 workers, asterisk, asterisk. Damn, man, how much are you killing? What even is this?" One guy asks, "Did you check the payment I sent you, you bastard?" He goes, "Oh, you sent it? Let me check it out. Wait, what the heck? They're 32 million, that's like 120,000 reais. That's it. He's rich now. No more crime." Our boy even asks, "Was I supposed to get this much?" The guy says, "Yeah, he's been hunting so well they're even paying him a little extra." Our boy's emotional, but he remembers there's some shady stuff behind all this, right? Just then, a loudmouth shows up calling them. "Whoa, man. Calm down, stop messing around." This bald guy with veins popping off his dome starts yelling at our boy, "Are you the manager of this bastard?" Our manager asks, "Who are you, Carvo?" He says he's a hunter whose prey was stolen. All the rabbits he was aiming at, this bastard snatched them. So now this guy screwed his hunt and has to pay for it. The manager's sweating a bit, then tells our protagonist, "Well, this might cause a problem." Our protagonist confused, "I didn't think something like this would happen." Then he thinks for a sec and gets an idea. Carvo glares at him. "Well, I have principles. Hand over 10% of everything you earned." Our protagonist laughs. Carvo gets pissed. But the guy says, "This buddy right here won't be hunting for a few days anyway, so relax." He's about to head out for coffee with the manager, but Carvo's not having it. He walks up and throws a punch at number 1. Right then, say 1 and go. punch lands right in the face. Whoa, he actually took the hit. I thought he'd dodge or something. Oh crap. He flew and bounced off the wall, bleeding all over. The guy's like, damn, I didn't even hit that hard. Our protagonist's like, what the hell? Pulls out his phone and records. Dude, what a scumbag move. Violence in a sacred hunting ground. This cannot be exposed. The guy looks around, nervous. No. Protagonist all smug. Man, if this video ends up online, your hunter career. Yeah, good luck. Now the dude's awkward as hell. Grinding his teeth, he bolts. At the cafe, a protagonist talks to the manager, who says that guy was probably from the High Song Guild. Protagonist's surprised, fat guy from that guild. Manager says it's a big guild, so of course there's all kinds of people. Protagonist asks, how'd you know he was from that guild? Manager explains since the second he arrived, the guy was glaring at him. So he have to be from the guild that hates him. That's why GM agency is struggling. Every time they recruit someone, the guys from High Song show up and cause problems and people end up leaving. So the manager warns him. He can't promise that High Song won't try more sabotage. Our boy says he's not backing down. He knew what he was getting into and he chose to side with the manager. That guy's sweating, man. He's clearly hiding something. I don't know, huh? That's when our protagonist says he has a plan to get really strong really fast. And he starts explaining it to the guy. Won't get to hear it. The bastard hides it from us. After he's done explaining, he asks, what do you think, you rascal? The guy goes, damn, that's wild, man. I never even thought of that. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Deal. They plan to meet at the Hunter Market. Is our boy already about to start spending money? He just got his first paycheck. At this so-called Hunter Market, the story tells us the place has been active since the beginning of the Hunter era, but some big department store brand entered the space and took over most of the industry because they had everything a hunter could want. Our boy's already getting kitted out, armored, ninja samurai look, all serious. He even grabs a sharp Tramontina blade and orders 2 more of the same set. The manager asks, didn't you say you wanted some familiar type skills? Our protagonist nods but says he's not sure if he'll find any. So they go to a shop called Heritage. Fancy name. Inside's full of glowing orbs and our boy is eyeing a few of them. One of them, for example, a familiar. It lets the hunter share senses and vision with summoned creatures and pets, but it costs 129,000. He doesn't have that kind of cash. Protagonist looks at the manager. Well, if we deepen our partnership, that'd be good for both of us, right? The manager gets it right away. You sneaky bastard. You want an advance, don't you? He says he's not sure if he can, but he'll try to get him 50 million as a loan. Sheesh. If that's him not being able, imagine when he can. Our boy thanks him and says, please split it into 12 monthly payments, no interest if possible. He tells the guy not to worry. If things go as planned, he'll earn it all back soon. Back at home, he's learning how to activate the skill. But for someone with no mana, all you have to do is activate it while in contact with the orb. Man, the thing even came with a joystick. This world is modern and magical. He touches the orb, presses the little button. It lights up, explodes, and boom. What's going on? Here we go, the familiar skill is created. Details. Share senses with the chosen target. He's now all foggy and the orb disappears. But now it's time for the test. Number 1. Number 2. Get over here, you rascals. The boys show up looking like skinny bodyguards, but they're starting to look kind of cool, right? Our boy's about to test it. But first, flashback time. That chat with the manager. Protagonist asked him, what did you think of the hunt, huh? Manager said he was impressed. He's never seen anything like it. He says he didn't expect it either. After all, given his reaction time and dexterity, his clones with half those stats shouldn't be able to take down 300 rabbits while he couldn't even get one. He also reveals that when the clone was about to get punched, he told it to exaggerate the hit to fly back dramatically. And maybe the clone could have easily taken down that bald dude. Manager's like, hold on. You're telling me that even with low stats, the clone can control his body way better than a human. Protagonist gives a thumbs up. Exactly, you sneaky dog, and I'm gonna use that to my advantage. How? He explains, we'll need 2 locations, a training field to practice long and close-range combat. One clone's gonna train with a buff guy with the staff. The other one will train at the shooting range. Protagonist putting them both through the ringer. This dude's ready to run a company. Buff guy's like, wait, you already want to spar with me. And the gun guy, you want to use a pistol already. They're like, what's with this guy? But hey, it's him talking. Not only does he want to train, he wants to train the hard way. Clone 1's got the staves. Clone 2's packing heat. Let's go, man. It's training time. Veiny old guy charges forward while the pistol guy launches a target disc for aiming practice. One takes a shot to the hand and drops his weapon, while the target above gets shredded. Everyone's stunned, but the clones are chill. That's why protagonist said he needed the familiar skill. The guy's just like us, right? Why do you want a familiar skill anyway? What are you gonna do with shared vision with those troublemakers? Our protagonist says it's not just vision, it's for all the senses. Smell, touch, and any sensation that needs to be sensed. He says, now imagine I use my familiar ability while my clones are fighting or doing target practice. Boom, activate familiar. He'll be able to experience everything. The fighting distance, the way the clone analyzes and dodges, the angles, body balance, every single movement, the muscle flow, head positioning, even breathing, everything. And for the shooter, the aim, visual tracking, recoil control, everything needed to land a clean shot. As long as the clones train and he absorbs their training with a familiar ability, he'll level up faster, and that'll help them evolve faster too. He's already staring at his hand, man. Those sensations I just experienced. The air pressure as the staff swung past, or the smell of gunpowder and the force of the recoil, even the clone's fatigue comes back to him. But the most important thing, now that he's felt movements from a clone with the exact same body, he feels like he could easily mimic them himself. Pop-up window appears. Your strength has increased. Reaction speed increased. Our protagonist goes, all right then, today's for combat and shooting training. He connects to clone number 1 and activates the familiar skill. He's already in the clone's vision, who's face-to-face with the head instructor. Everyone around's like, wait, he just got here and he's already sparring with the top dog. No stalling, whap, 2 strikes come flying. Boom, another one. Clone already dodges sideways. Protagonist starts noticing the guy seems like he's reading the clone's movements. Then clone gives him that look and whips out a side attack that catches him off guard. Whoosh, wham. The guy's stunned. He realizes the strike he used on protagonist's clone earlier just got copied. The guy swings, misses, clone sidesteps, and counters with a stab right in the shoulder. Man, that would have hurt if it were a mash sheet. The guy falls over, all twisted, smoke coming out of him. He looks back, there's nowhere to run. Clone's about to finish it. But wait, it was all part of the dude's plan. With a flashy backflip ninja move, he surprises the clone and smacks his hand, knocking the weapon away. The Jone's like, well, yeah, I mean, he's the coach. Our protagonist realizes the flaw in his plan. That hit to the clone's hand really hurt. Coach goes, that was dangerous, huh? You still want to keep going, punk? Protagonist asks, you good, number 1? Number 1 doesn't waste time. He copies the coach's exact move and does the same jump around the back attack. Coach is like, no way you're pulling that off too. Copied. Face to face again. Let's go one more round, coach. Coach is actually grinning. He's loving this stick fight. All right then, kid. Protagonist sees this whole thing is working out great, so he switches over to clone number 2 for gun practice. One target gets blasted, and this random dude's like, babe, did you see that? I'm so good. The girl praises him, you're cool, but really it's clone 2 who's sniping everyone's targets. Protagonist just ignores the lovebirds. I'll focus on shooting for now. Another target's launched into the air, bam. He stretches his arm out, Desert Eagle in hand, aim locked in. Clone does a movement read. Soon as the target hits the sweet spot, boom, perfect shot. He's very precise, and protagonist's soaking up every tiny bit of the clone's practice. He needs to steal everything his clones do to make the most of their stats. Only problem, back in his own body, he's exhausted. This constant swapping from number 1 to number 2 is leaving him dizzy. He sits on a bench to rest and starts to understand why. While he was inside the clone's body, he realized the clones have no fear of failure. They never hesitate. They just do the move with complete precision. So now he's curious to see what'll happen if he tries those movements himself. But then, a little foot appears. Someone staring and says, Professor, look how she finds our boy in the city. He asks, what are you doing out here so late, young lady? She says she was studying at the library. But our protagonist doesn't buy it. No way a girl who only gets six, and more 6 was studying at this hour, and says she lies without even blinking. From the corner, there are some sketchy-looking guys watching. Oh no, man, it's Vini Baldi, the guy whose rabbits got stolen. And in a little flashback, Baldi got chewed out for letting Junmo off easy. Junmo being our protagonist's manager. Worse yet, it was filmed. The voice on the phone says, if that video leaks, you're out of the High Song Guild. Got it? You're nothing but street trash. Click. Now angry Baldi's completely out of control, man. That's when the buff dude runs into him. They're talking and he tells him the whole story. Then suddenly from the corner, he sees our boy with his waifu. He says, that bastard's the one who recorded the video. Are you sure? I'm sure. He's fuming. Hold on, you sure that's the kid you're talking about? The one talking right now? She says, Professor, what are you doing sitting on this bench? He says he was exercising. That's when someone calls out, hey, my brother says he owes you something. Man, a whole crew rolls up to confront them. Waifu's already in shock. Professor, who are these people? He's like, I've never seen someone that fat. But in the background, he sees Vini Baldi and quickly calls out number 1 and number 2. He tries to play it cool. Can I help you, gentlemen? The guy already yells, don't play dumb. Fat guy says, relax, let's talk to the kid. So, I heard you have a video of our friend here messing up. Is that true, little guy? Our boy's quiet. Delete the video, and we'll leave peacefully. Protagonist asks, you're saying you'll let me go if I delete it? Yeah, of course. We don't like this job, it's exhausting. Protagonist, kind of clueless, extends his hand. But do I have any guarantee that if I delete it, you'll let me go? The guy starts losing patience, gives a smug little smile. You're not an idiot, are you? You know I'm not letting you off that easy. That's the price for filming that mess. Our protagonist's face goes serious. He tells the waifu, wait for the right moment, then run. But man, he's brave, gets into fighting stance. I'm gonna beat the crap out of you guys, let's go. Deep Web Tarzan charges in along with Vini Baldi, fists flying. What's he gonna do? Dodges the first hit. Tarzan comes in with the elbow and grazes him, man. But then bam, a big kick to the stomach. Our boy staggers from the impact and gets smacked right in the nose. Waifu's super worried. He's thrown back. Man's spitting out barbecue sauce now. Okay, that plan didn't work so well. That's when she starts doing her little magic tricks. She already summoned a sun in her hand. You guys move aside or else. Whoa, protagonist looks up. He's being defended by his student waifu, and at the same time, she's shaking all over. Man, what situation. Tarzan and Baldi are like, you're an awakened too. The buff guy goes, get out of here, losers. You scared of a high school girl? Hey fatso, what are you gonna do, kid? They're all smirking, laughing like jerks. She warns, don't come any closer. One of them keeps walking, she bites her lip, throws something. Hits the guy's stomach. What's gonna happen? It explodes. Where's the boy? Smoke's everywhere. Holy crap, I thought he was done for. But nope, nothing happened. The bastard tanked it. He's like, nowadays being awakened is super common. Why'd you brag about it? Already coming in with a cheek slap incoming. Grow up, girl. But our boy's a total Chad. He takes the hit for her. He even roasts the guy. We're not done yet, you bastard. Hits him with a clean right hook explosion. Guy's shaken, his hands trembling. Waifu's amazed. Our boy wants to know what just happened. And so do I. But the guy backed off, man, smoke coming off him, but he came right back swinging. Yep, my friend, now you're gonna have to hold on until the clones arrive. Facing off with Vini Baldi coming at him, he starts thinking, I need to retrieve all of number one's memories. Not just the ones I observed, but everything he did. I need to watch his shoulder and react ahead of time. He dodges. Nice. Also, an attack isn't just swinging your arms. I need to use my legs and waist. He's already turning with his hips, shoulder coming from deep in the back. Bam, lands a clean punch to the jaw. But no time to celebrate. Tarzan's already charging too. Our protagonist realizes, this one's gonna hit. No way around it. So he goes into a full-on brawl. Takes a punch, but also throws one back. Chubby dude in the back's impressed. So you do know how to fight, huh, kid? I was holding back because I hate hitting someone who can't even throw a punch. Our boy's trying to keep his cool, but the pain from the last hit is catching up to him. He's starting to feel dizzy. He remembers the hit he took. It hurt like hell. This bastard definitely has some kind of strength stat. If that's the case, he can't afford to get hit. Chubbo comes charging like a mammoth. Whoa. He swings a reverse underarm hook. What the heck? Lands another one on the jaw. Protagonist already staggering. Guy goes for a grab. But our boy sidesteps and leaves his face wide open. He goes for another grab. Again, protagonist slips under and lands another one. Damn jaw of gold. Tarzan's done, lying on the floor. But right then, the buff guy's face starts turning dark, with stuff coming out of his head. His muscles start stiffening. He's looking robotic now. Our protagonist knows he has to dodge this, but the bald guy's grabbed his leg, man, and the other one the shoulder. How do you dodge that? Boom! Took his stomach flattening blow. He's about to puke up everything he ate in the past 7 days. Down on the ground, can't even breathe right. But no time, another whip-like attack's coming down from above. An explosion goes off. What just happened? It's the enemy who's hurt now. Whoa, this waifu's fierce. She launched an explosion even though she burned herself doing it. Tarzan and Baldi go in to hit her. Are y'all crazy? Guess who shows up? Skinny bodyguards to the rescue. Chubba's starting to sweat but didn't notice our protagonist standing right beside him. He stands up. Now we can talk. Chubbo goes in to hit him, but protagonist uses that technique he learned from Woodpecker Guy. Face to face. Jumps up. Lands a flying kick, bam. Dude's doing flips now. Baldi and company finally get wrecked, and as a result, a bunch of protagonists' stats go up. And of course, best part, another servant unlocked. But it was too much for our boy. He passes out on the floor. The clones and waifu come to the rescue. It was tough, but look at that smug little smile. Sometime later, they're walking through town. She says, I was really surprised to find out that the famous beginner hunter is your clone. Then in the background, she goes, hey, isn't that the famous eagle eye from Mount Ujangson? Our poor guy's a bit shy. Protagonist says, it's true, but don't tell anyone. She asks, what? Don't you want to be famous? He says it's dangerous. Things like that are going to keep happening. She says his secret's safe with her. They arrive in her house. She lets out a little sigh. Didn't want to leave, wanted to keep talking to our boy. Protagonist asks, you think you'll be able to hold a pen and study with that broken hand? She says it's fine, she writes with her left hand anyway. But in a sulky voice, she asks, wouldn't that reduce my homework though? He goes, wait, didn't you finish your work back in the study room? She gets embarrassed. What were you doing in there? But protagonist just hits her with a smile. Thanks. Caught her off guard, look how red she gets. He says he's sure he only won because she stopped the attack. Now she's feeling herself. Hey, I am kind of important, aren't I? Then she tells protagonist, you owe me a thank you in the form of a dinner. He says, I'll treat you to a dolly. And that's it. The promise is made. They're making all kinds of promises, these two rascals. And with that, she leaves. Right behind them, two clones are standing there, man. Like a proper boss, he orders the employees. Hey, you rascals, you're my clones, not my shadows. Let's get back to work. But the clones reply, it's late, the training grounds are closed. So he squats down, all right, fine then, and hands a little stick to each. Train in the park. The weakest capitalist ever, man. 1 month later, whoa, how much has changed? Junmo asked our protagonist, so how are things going, you rascal? He says everything was a huge success. Now even our little protagonist can hit targets with a pistol. Plus his clone ability leveled up and he's unlocked the third one. Junmo's like, wait, every time you get another clone, you're gonna learn even faster. He says, yes man, just look at his stats. They shot up. His strength doubled. Protagonist says Junmo is gonna be surprised when he sees and of course already asks for a third hunting field. The guy's like, wait, you want 3 hunting fields? He's like, yeah, is it that hard? Junmo's like, chill, I'll get it. But when? Protagonist, tomorrow night. Alright then man. He sends 1 clone to train upper body, 1 to train legs, and the other to do cardio. Dude, this is the easiest way to get shredded. And all 3 of them better be back before midnight. And drop those weapons, you punks. Everyone heads out. On YouTube for hunters, protagonist is watching videos on how to hunt different monsters. And he starts to realize most of the stuff they teach, the clones already do. As long as it's physically possible for the clone to perform, once it sees the movement, it can replicate it. He starts planning how to hunt any monster in the most efficient way. He watches videos explaining attack patterns, how the monsters move their abilities, so the clones will have that knowledge and wreck them. The clones come back at noon after training all morning, while he just stayed on the PC. He tells the punks to go shower. They're all stinky. He's thinking how he's already analyzed giant rats, alien fish, horned rabbits. He's watched most of the rank F guides, and now he needs to test whether the clones can really hunt following the strategies he planned. Also, he's going to try hunting using the familiar ability. The bad part is the mana cost. Just using it a bit already drains him. But no time, man. Junmo calls, I'll be there in 10 minutes, bro. He tells the poor clones who just sat down to eat, let's go, my children. Yeah, there's no time. Junmo, seeing the group arrive, is like, man, your clones are looking dangerous. Protagonist's like, even I'm getting uncomfortable around these lunatics. But yeah, the 3 hunting sites are ready. Junmo says he got 3 locations that aren't too far from each other. And get this, I thought protagonist was going too, but nope. He just drops the kids off at daycare. You're not coming. Even Junmo is surprised. Protagonist goes, I have to practice my familiar ability, man. Plus, he has to work on his mana techniques, so he just sends the lunatics off to the dungeons and says bye. And with that, our lazy boy heads home. Sits in the middle of the living room and starts practicing his mana. He remembers that when he used the familiar skill last time, his mana kind of leaked out of his body, so now he needs to make it circulate instead of leak, you know. He stays there practicing the chakra paths, focusing the energy, until he wakes up and the meditation skill is acquired. Stabilizes your mind. Mental fatigue will slightly recover. Mana regeneration and mana gain speed are increased. The effect of mana breathing is increased. Scene shifts to the alien fish cave. There's a trail of blood and some guy running asking, why is this monster here, man? This is just a rank F zone, it shouldn't be here. But behind him, there's a big fanged thing. He sees in the armor's reflection that it's already on his back. Look at the size of that buddy. Yeah, man, you got outplayed. Over by the alien hunting field, Junmo arrives to drop off one of the clones. The clone gets out of the car, says thanks, while Junmo goes to inform protagonist that he's dropped off the 3 kids. Impressed man, our boy's got 3 guys farming for him while he's in his room. This skill is kind of broken. What protagonist doing is gonna shake up the hunter industry, huh? Back at home, protagonist is all happy, thinking he awakened the mana breathing ability. But in reality, he only awakened meditation. What the heck, it's different, damn it. Right then he gets a message from Junmo, saying, your clones have arrived, so let's go check the trading field. The familiar ability is activated. He suddenly appears seeing a giant rat taking a big stab from number 1. He gets a little startled. Woo, it's just number 1 hunting. But he doesn't stay calm for long because more sewer rats are already coming from the side. But the slick one remembers the videos he watched. The nerdy guy with glasses in the video said, if you want to hunt these rats, you'll need a team. These are some of the most annoying monsters in rank F. But there are some ways to deal with them solo. First, they always charge in a straight line, so keep your distance and keep shooting. If you can't kill them all from afar and they get close, don't hit the head because their skulls are tough. go straight for the neck and spine. The good thing is that just like regular rats, they reproduce fast, so they'll become tons of EXP for you. Another guy in the video says, yeah right, like it's that easy to aim at a moving rat. Shut up man, this is my video. But for protagonist Clones man, with those instructions, it's precise. Just bullets and neck stabs. Protagonist created the perfect strategy. He learns online, the clone executes what he learned, and he experiences it through the familiar ability. With 3 of these lunatics hunting man its raining attributes. In all 3 fields, the rascals are cleaning up. Protagonist says that today he's gonna wipe out all the F-rank monsters in those spots. The guys coming to hunt are like, dude, where are the monsters? I'm not hearing anything today. I don't know man, but seriously, we should have seen something by now. As they walk around, wait, why are there so many rat corpses? These things are valuable. Who left them lying around like this? I don't know, but let's just box it all up. Protagonist like, wait, everything's going really well, but am I forgetting something? Oh snap, he remembers. Crap, I gotta call the collection team for the corpses. He gives the order for the 3 clones to go back and pick up all the corpses they left behind. But protagonist notices that clone 3 isn't picking up some of the bodies and asks, hey, why aren't you picking those up? The clone replies, I wasn't the one who killed them. But the capitalist in him kicks in, hey, this isn't the time to be honest, you bastard. Clone's like, alright then, and goes to collect them. Protagonist notices some of the corpses are really shredded. We'll cut these guys in half. Then the clone says, huh, this isn't a rat, is this a fish? Should I collect it? That's when protagonist sees it, an arm from that guy who got shredded earlier. And behind the bushes, something's watching. A sound comes from behind. Our boy's clone turns and takes aim. It was a monster's head. Then he realizes it was bait. The real monster is behind him. He turns again to aim, but man, an arm goes spinning off. The only thing protagonist thinks is, wait, why does my right arm feel warm? He screams in agony, and when he snaps back to his room, his own arm is trembling. He's standing in his room, man, agonizing. The connection with the clone got cut off accidentally because of the pain. But he pulls out his phone. No time to dwell on this. Calls Junmo and asks, which hunting ground was Clone 3 sent to? Ah, the Inshin sewer treatment plant, the one with the fish. Protagonist already getting dressed in a rush, man. Tells him to bring Clone 1 and Clone 2 there too. When they arrive, he explains everything. Junmo asks, what happened? Something wrong with the hunt? Protagonist replies, there's a problem, a big one. Clone 3 is already prepped for a 1v1 fight, knife in hand, against a jacked up fish beast with a great sword. Protagonist finally arrives at the base and meets up with Junmo. Junmo asks, Hunter, what happened? I brought number 1 and 2 like you asked. Protagonist thanks him and explains that he lost connection with number 3, and it looks like a different type of monster appeared. It wasn't just an alien fish. Junmo asks what kind of creature it was. Protagonist explains, it was a fish, but it had arms and legs like a monster human. Junmo is already freaked out, saying, hold on, we need to alert all the authorities. That's not a monster that should be appearing here. That's a D-rank fishman. Not even all the E-rank hunters together could take it down. Protagonist says he understands and asks Junmo to limit hunter access. Junmo starts running off, but protagonist stops him. Wait, not yet. First, let my clones enter. Junmo, why? Protagonist, scratching the back of his head, says, we can't just sit here and wait. At the very least, I need to enter the portal. After that, he heads to the portal, calls Junmo, and says, don't let anyone in. Junmo replies, all right, I won't. But protagonist adds, no, wait. 2 boys are going in. The other 2 clones are heading out to hunt man. Already inside Fishman Dungeon, headed to the area where number 3 got shredded. From the corner, he already spots the big fish dude chomping down on something. Is he eating number 3? Looks like protagonist has taken over the clone's consciousness. He's watching and thinking he got lucky for finding him first. Looks like he can get a surprise attack in. Problem is, clones are good, sure, but they only have 50% of protagonist's stats, so their strength is kinda meh. But the fish guy is distracted. Is it possible? Our boy is confident. Aims for the head. Boom, shot fired. Right in the middle of the dome. But didn't do anything, man. Damn, look at his face. His skin is like gold. Bullets don't even work. Now it's screwed. Fishman's pissed. Let out a shriek, jumped. Almost smashed him flat. But the clones got swag, dodged, and hit him with a B-blade move to the eater fins or something. I don't know. What the heck even is this thing? Problem is, dude's made of metal, man. Nothing hurts this freak who's coming in for a stab. But now I don't even know which clone is doing what. That's the thing the clone fights. I don't know who's dodging or hitting this thing. Everyone looks the same, man. Protagonist was celebrating that the monster missed and hit a tree, right? Miss what? That slash sliced through the tree like butter. Oh crap. Monster is standing there, glaring back like a demon. Coming from behind, are we about to see a beatdown? Punch to the arm. Did it land? Nope. Didn't do squat, man. This thing is solid steel. Now it's bad. Protagonist got no stats, comes in with a punch anyway. Clone gets thrown into a tree, absolutely wrecked. But protagonist notices something. One of the bullets did some damage, while the others bounced off. That one hit left a mark. What if he shoots the same spot again? Boom, shot fired. Damn, this clone's got aimbot, bro. It's the exact same spot again. Protagonist even cracks a little smile, feeling confident now, huh? He says he's gonna fill him with bullets, but honestly, I don't think this thing is gonna die from bullets, my dude. Fishman is already charging in. Protagonist's clone is spraying bullets left and right. It's a close-range shootout, dodging and blasting. Our boy's got swag, man. But I think the fun's over. Fishman's sword turned red and flaming. Oh, it's already at the clone's neck. Oh no, clone tries to block with his arm. Can he? Wham, he's launched, spitting out that black gasoline-looking stuff. Bro, I don't think he's gonna make it. Looks like Fishman's sword reacts to the amount of blood he spills. So the more he kills, the stronger he gets. Damn, but clone comes back and lands 2 more hits. These clones are tanks, man. Boom, another one. Let's see if he tanks this. Nope, stabbed in the gut. No way he's taking that. Oh, brace for it. Psychopath clone grabs him. If I'm dying like this, you're coming with me. Yeah, he's going down with him. No, clone, you're not doing this because you're noble. It's because you're a psycho, you little bastard. Already hitting him with several combos to the chest. The monster goes in for a grab. Protagonist brings in another clone. Man, I don't even know who's who anymore. That's the only issue with these fights, bro. It's clones over here, Fishman over there. Fishman goes for the stomp. Oh no, now it's bad. Got stomped hard in the stomach, man. Oh, now I get it. One clone's wearing a beanie, the other one isn't. This time, the one getting wrecked is the one with the beanie. He's already retreating. But even then, these clones are unstoppable. Slicing this way, slicing that way. Damn, Fishman's messed up. He stood up. Give up already, man. Just die. He drops to his knees finally, huh? Damn, Fishman. This was a lot of work. Our boy and the clones are all shredded. Will they be able to heal? That's the question. But me, as a good capitalist, I want to know how much he's gonna sell those things for, man. Protagonist goes to check the weapons. Everything's beat up, man. Woo. At least I got informed the agent. But when he looks, where the hell is that bastard? Fishman faked to death, got up and ran off. Where to? To the portal. Outside the portal, one of the guards is telling people that entrance is restricted. The hunters. Yo, what gives, man? I spent so much time getting here, let me hunt already. Junmo's just watching quietly until the portal starts reacting. Something's happening. Big Fishman comes barreling through. Man, he's crazier than ever. They'd open fire. Yo, are these bullets even gonna work? The guy hit the same spot. The sword's already passing through the portal. Protagonist's clone is behind him, grab a knife and threw it. Comes flying, hits. Wait, nope. That knife does nothing, just bounces off again. But now, our real protagonist, the first and only, grabs the bounce knife and bam, sticks it right in the cerebellum. Damn, that boy's got swag. Full on pressure moment. Man, crushed it. Even the little clone's like, dude, you're badass, master. Next chapter starts with some dude arriving. Yeah, we've arrived. I'm sending the investigation report now. When he looks Fishman, wrecked. Wait a sec, this is a Fishman. Then a military guy shows up. Hey, are you from the association? Yes. What happened? Explain. Well, there was a D-rank monster here, but an F-rank hunter already killed it. The guy? Huh. Your Sega team of F-ranks killed a D-rank monster. Other guy, kind of awkward. Actually, it was one F-rank hunter. Well, not just him and his clones. Now the guy's really shocked, checking the wounds. All the bullets are in the same spot. How's an F-rank that accurate against such a fast monster? Poor guy doesn't even know what he's gonna tell the Hunter Association. Meanwhile, our boy awakened a ton of stuff. Skill. Dash gives you movement buff for a short time. Skill. Projectile. Increases firearm attack power. Enhanced regeneration. Skill. Strike. Channels strength into a single blow. Man, he got a lot plus strength and other stats too. Our protagonists all happy, already thinking that Clone 1 and 2 only survived thanks to this regeneration thing. Junmo, dude, how are your clones? They're looking destroyed, huh? Protagonist, yeah, they're wrecked, completely trashed. But he's gonna have to wait a bit to summon them again. So is what it is, man. Junmo's stunned. Dude, you hunted a D-rank monster. That's insane. Protagonist like, yeah, I did. I'm kinda just, man now. But yeah, it was dangerous. Junmo says, dangers or not, this is nuts. How can an F-rank hunter kill a D-rank monster? That's not even possible. Maybe you could start hunting E-rank monsters now, huh? Protagonist says maybe, if he's prepared. Then he remembers something. Wait, the short sword. That monster had a little sword. Can I pick it up? He reaches for it, and Junmo's like, stop. Let your clone grab it, dude. That might be a cursed item. Protagonist didn't even know that was a thing. The guy says, yeah, sometimes it's bad, but sometimes the curse is good, you know? Depends on the effect. Protagonist's like, alright then, I'll let the clone pick it up. Junmo tells him to get excited, man, because a D-rank monster drops some pretty good stuff. Protagonist, ah, right. This thing here fell from the fish head. Is it worth anything? Junmo goes nuts inside. Hold on, how am I gonna tell this kid? He's all happy, but that's worthless. Our little protagonist over there giggling. Yeah, it's rare, right? Tell me. Sorry, kid, but that's trash. It's a crystal meant to boost your stats, but it has so many side effects that no one uses it. It's garbage. Throw it on the ground. What a bummer. With that, protagonist goes home. The boys are all bandaged up, man. First thing, he resummons number 3. Man, the kid's shredded. The weakest capitalist ever hands him the armor. Back to the gym. Poor guy just puts on the clothes and goes. Our boy sits down with the jewel and the sword. So these are the items I picked up. Protagonist checks the hunter internet and sees it. Low-level jewel. Absorb it while activating your mana. Effect permanently increases strength by 0.005. Restriction. Cannot be used on a person. Warning. Using it will turn the target into a monster. Protagonist. So it can't be used on people, but can be used on an entity, turning it into a monster. Already cooking up a shady plan, man. Since he never suffers side effects from creatures, maybe if they turn into monsters it won't matter. But then he imagines himself walking around with a dragon head, getting shot at. Yeah, better leave that aside for now. Now about the sword. Junmo had said to let the clone handle it. Our instant noodle-eating protagonist wanted to sell it, and maybe eat something else for once. But okay, let's check it out. Hey clone, take this. Clone comes over, grabs it, lifts it up. Nothing happens. Wait, clone says he's hearing a voice, man. Activates familiar ability. A desperate voice is speaking to the clone. Kill me. Give me blood. Hurry, hurry. Give me blood. Bro, protagonist immediately cuts off the connection. What the hell is this, man? Get out of here. The clone seems chill with the screaming, though. Protagonist starts thinking, will it affect me if I hold it? Well, for now, better let the clone use it. Meanwhile, the regeneration status keeps going up because the clones got wrecked earlier. Protagonist sets up a triple meditation training with the 3 of them, until it's time to head to college, man. I thought he had already dropped out. He's practically a millionaire already. What's the point? Turns out he was home because of vacation. Checks his stats. They keep rising non-stop. Walking through the hallway, he remembers how lonely he is in this place. Nobody even talks to him, until he enters the classroom and sees the buff guy from the beginning. Hey, we're in the same class, bro. Good enough. Let's study, man. I didn't come here to study. I came for, already checking out the girls around. And the girls, man, they're going crazy. Wait, no way is that Sang-woo. Wasn't he fat before? I barely recognize him. The girls are losing their minds. So many girls in that classroom, man. Buff guy. Haha, you're popular now, huh, you rascal. Protagonist. Huh, I don't think that's it. I didn't change that much, did I? Buff guy says he should go see his parents. Probably won't even recognize him. And he says to celebrate tonight they're going out for drinks, man. And we're bringing some. Big time lady friends. Protagonist says no, that he already has plans. Buff guy. What? Protagonist says you made a promise and can't go out with the girls or the boys. Buff guy's shocked. He knows it must be serious if the guy's turning down this invite. Meanwhile, at the AMC, the World Hunter Association, thankfully easy to remember thanks to the abbreviation. Apparently, the Oracle gave a prophecy of disaster. President Michael Harris asks, disaster? Tell us. They say a portal will open and hundreds of monsters will invade. Harry asks, do you know the location and the date? They explain that even A-rank monsters will show up, and the supposed location is South Korea. Meanwhile, some guy in a suit is arriving at a meeting, only to get headbutted by some wild woman. Man, it's Miss Mio. She's the master of the YOLO Guild. How wild. And the guy she headbutted is Part 1 Tae, the owner of the 3rd rank guild. She seems pretty crazy because she said he grew his mustache to flirt with her, and she found it sexy. Well, okay then, girlfriend. They head into the meeting room. Look at that bastard from Haesan Guild, the one who mocked our protagonist. Seems like nobody really likes the guy. He tries to act like he's ignoring him, but still throws out Odin's Tower. I heard your team went to Odin's Tower and nobody came back, right? Or were your results just not good enough? The white-haired dude tries to tell him to stop, that it's not the place for that, but he clearly loves the provocation. The other guy's already foaming at the mouth until an old man walks in. Must be one of those old guys who looks weak, but is actually the strongest dude around. He's the leader of the Korean Hunter Association. As soon as he walks in, everyone sits. He thanks everyone and warns them about the upcoming disaster. They ask, okay, so when is this disaster happening? He says they have no details, only that it will involve A-rank monsters and happen in Korea. One guy slams his fist on the table. How are we supposed to cover an entire country? The old man, that's why we're having this meeting, right, my son? To decide what we're gonna do. Everyone's got the same doubt. There aren't even enough hunters for regular work, let alone guarding a whole country. One guy raises his hand and suggests a plan. Each guild forms a group, each group guards a region, and when something happens, all groups move to that location immediately, no exceptions. Already dropping some heavy hints. Of course, any guild that doesn't cooperate will be severely punished. The old man, who now honestly seems kind of useless, just trembling there, asks, anyone disagree? But nah, everyone seems to agree with the plan. Meanwhile, leaving college, our protagonist sees his waifu being hit on by some crazy guy. Give me your number, cutie. You're so pretty, Daladol. She responds, you're ugly as hell. Man, what's going on here? Protagonist arrives, she immediately plays it. My love, you're here. 4D chess move. At the same time, she ditches the guy and clings to our protagonist, and they run off together. She explains the situation to Prota, saying the dude was bothering her, and she had to fake it. But don't worry, she doesn't have a boyfriend. Just making it very clear for our boy. Our boy asks, why aren't you in your school uniform? You're in casual clothes. She says it's her birthday today. Why? You can't stop looking at me. Want my number too? In his mind, girl, I already have your number. I'm your teacher, damn it. Right then, protagonist gets a notification, earned another 50 million won. All right, my girl, let's go eat whatever you want. Obviously, little Chad takes her to eat some premium steak. She's instantly smitten. But when she sees the prices, man, this is expensive, are you sure? He says, don't worry, the boss is paying, and he orders another round. But just then, a warning appears on the TV. This is a real scenario, not a drill. A monster portal breach is occurring in South Korea, including this region. Everyone prepare food and supplies for the disaster. Repeat, this is not a drill. Now it's screwed, man. Our protagonist is still only rank F. There's no way he can do much. Meanwhile, protagonist's college friends are bummed he didn't show up to the party. Bet he's out with some girl already. And sure enough, they spot him, looking way too happy. You bastard. But right then, everyone gets the disaster alert. Protagonist runs into them and they ask, yo, what are you doing here? You bastard. You ditched us to come here with your girlfriend. Oh, war girlfriend. She is all flustered, steaming like a kettle. Protagonist's like, no, she's just my student. I just paid for a meal to thank her for helping out earlier. Introduces everyone to each other. Ohio gozaimasu Oni-chan. Daladol hands her a gift. Take this meat we ate. Share it with your parents. She thanks him while the boys are like, man, this dude is a legend. He talks with the girl without acting like a total fool. She's kinda like, that's all for today. Protagonist says her parents probably wouldn't like her wandering around the city with a disaster just announced. The friends wanted a little hangout, but protagonist's already like, nah, everybody go home now. All right, we're going. Man, these irresponsible people. But then, bro, there are already some guys leaving the bar, drinking, laughing it up. Protagonist thinking, man, am I being too sensitive? Maybe this alert isn't that serious. He gets a call from Junmo, right? Hunter, you heard the alert, right? Protagonist says yeah and asks, you know anything about it, Junmo? Junmo shares that apparently the alert status will last for 3 months. Protagonist, 3 months. And Junmo explains it's because nobody knows exactly where the monsters will appear, and the monsters showing up will be very dangerous, even A-rank creatures. If they appear in the capital, there'll be lots of victims. Protagonist's like, man, if it's that dangerous, why don't they tell people to be more careful? Junmo tells him the truth. The alert will last 3 months. You can't shut down the entire economy for that long. The country would collapse. That's when protagonist realizes the scheme. They're only announcing it like this, so if something happens, they can say, we warned you, didn't we? It's just a move to dodge responsibility by the Hunter Association. Junmo tells protagonist to head to a shelter, since the hunting fields will be blocked for now. Protagonist checks with the clones. How you guys doing, 1 and 2? Clone 1 says he's fine. Clone 2 says he's not dead, but he's wrecked. Protagonist sees the cooldown's over, so he decides to resummon number 1. Not sure how he logs them out, maybe just by thinking about it. He dismisses the old one and summons a new number 1. Number 3 shows up and protagonist heads back home to visit his parents. Opens the door. Mom, I'm home. She looks at him like, hi. Damn, she doesn't recognize him. It's me, Sangwoo. She's like, how come? Are you starving, son? His dad gets up too, adjusting his glasses. This really is Sangwoo? And bro, we got a sister entering the game. Look how she shows up, all tomboyish with her short hair. She says he should come find his cute little sister first thing after coming home. But protagonist's like, wait, who are you? Then realizes, Kyung-do, you bastard. Nobody's recognizing me. The mom asks, you can come in, but who are these masked guys? Protagonist, they're not friends. They're my clones. Whole squad enters. Everyone looks like him. Already explained everything, right? So your ability is cloning, huh? That's right. I awakened a month ago. The mom says she never thought her son would become a hunter. The sister's already going nuts about it. The dad's like, so now we have a hunter in the family. Protagonist says he wasn't gonna hide it anymore. The mom immediately cuts in, that's dangerous. But the sneaky boy has the best argument ever. My clones do all the fighting. I'm never in danger. Relax. And it's true, right? Damn. Protagonist, let's wake up, folks. There's a disaster going on. Let's head to the shelter. The dad doesn't seem too convinced about the disaster, though. We were packing things, but why is this disaster happening anyway? And at any moment? That's weird. I have work tomorrow. The dad's skeptical. Our boy protagonist realizes they don't know how serious this situation is. That's why everyone's still acting calm. They think it's just a small thing, like a few monsters showing up. Since they still have to pack everything, protagonist decides to stay home with them today. He says he got a message that classes were canceled, but that's a lie. Damn, they didn't even cancel school for this. This society's totally broken, bro. The people aren't taking the danger seriously, man. After a giant cockroach comes crawling out of the toilet, I want to see who's not gonna run. They're getting dinner ready, right? With the meat protagonist brought, and someone asks, aren't your friends gonna eat too? The look on their faces, my god. Everyone thinking they're about to eat some steak. But protagonist? Nah, man, they're just eating rice. Not worth wasting the good stuff on them. Dang, bro, they were crushed. Big table serve, the poor clones stuck with buckets of rice. At Arakamasu, his sister asks, you've got 4 of you eating. Aren't you gonna get fat again? He says no. He burns a lot of energy now. Everyone's happy. Like, man, it's been so long since the family ate together like this. Ah, this situation. And just when I was gonna say that, boom, explosion. What the heck happened? Is it a monster? No way. Damn, man, caught me by surprise. What the hell? Protagonist already smashed on the ground. He opens his eyes, it's over. No more building. Bro, all the monsters came out and not little ones. Godzilla, dragons, man. For the kid who was hunting the buffed up fish, he's screwed. The story jumped from 0 to 100 real quick, man. It's literally Godzilla, charging up, giving off a hot breath, laser blast, burning everything. Our protagonist looks back, his whole family's passed out. Protagonist notices that number 1's items are all scattered. So it looks like they only survived because number 1 sacrificed himself, right? Protected everybody. Amid the rubble, number 2 and number 3 are there too, but number 3's missing an arm. Damn, bro, everything went south real fast. Now it's just him, a clone without an arm, and another clone totally wrecked. Plus the family that's just gonna weigh them down. Dad, who just 10 seconds ago was like, I'm bringing everything back to my house. Boss, forget it. Protagonist says the portal opened. On the city streets, forget it, man. Big green dude holding someone, ready to eat them greedy. People crushed under cars. Dragons grabbing people and flying off. It's a nightmare, man. Let's see how he handles it. Already packing the supply bag, let's go, man. Put some armor on his sister. Daladoli huh. Let's see if she awakens some crazy power. She asks, your clone's missing an arm, is he okay? He says, yeah, he's chill. Boom, another explosion. Whoa, wait, a monster just crashed down. Wait a minute, the portal opened in the sky, so the monsters are just falling straight down. Yeah, man, if you can't fly, you're screwed. Protagonist got lucky he was on a floor that didn't get wrecked. Kills the monster. Mana restored. Tries to open the door, but it's jammed. He's like, Dad, I got this. Grabs a huge stick, uses strike ability. Bam. Breaks it open with pure strength. Throws a kick in there too. Man, the boy's a beast. Downstairs, bodies everywhere. Cars destroyed. Monsters shot up. It's real dangerous, man. Protagonist asks his dad, how far is the nearest shelter? Dad says about 2 kilometers, but already off to the side. You got slimes, skeletons, stone men. Damn, it's a whole zoo. Will they be able to walk 2 kilometers like this? Sister says she knows about an underground tunnel. It might be their only way. They start running, but then from the distance. Help! Somebody, help. Oh boy, someone's trapped under something, and right above him is a monster. Ain't gonna make it, buddy. This is Attack on Titan style. A D-rank monster. Troll. The guy's crying out, help. Dad's like, Sang-woo, you gotta be rational, kid. You can't help anyone now. We gotta get moving. Protagonist wants to save the guy, but number 3 is missing an arm. Number 2 is the only one who can protect the family. And protagonist can't just throw himself away and die, right? They need him. But the guy's still there, crying out, help. Mother, help. Protagonist's heart is pounding. Mom's urging, Sang-woo, let's go, boy. He says, go down and lock the door. Number 3 will protect you. Number 2's coming with me. Sister's yelling, you're insane. You're risking the family. You're out of your mind. Protagonist says he's a hunter and he's not gonna back down, man. Dan grabs the stick and charges in. In a situation where it's raining monsters, there's only one thing a hunter can do. Bam, straight to the troll's eye. If we're hunters, he tells number 2 to take the guy to a safe place. Our job is to kill monsters. Man's gone full Chad mode. Come at me.